I don't have a name. I used to have one, and a lot of people would like to know what it is. Some call me Trilby, and as a name it suffices. I have been called many things. A burglar, hoodlum, criminal. I prefer to think of myself as a gentleman thief. And tonight, I've got something potentially very rewarding in store. My fence phones me in the middle of the night and asks if I know about the Defoe Manor. Apparently the last of the Defoe line has obligingly died without heirs, leaving all the family valuables up for grabs. The lawyers have got the place locked up tight, of course, but that's never stopped me before. And the place's dessert is, of course, deserted. Yes, this should be a painless and rewarding evening's entertainment. Welcome to 5 Days a Stranger, one of the early adventure games made by Yahtzee of Zero Punctuation fame. This is the first in a series that I do intend to cover in its entirety, as I did go through them a lot when they were comparatively newer, and I figure sharing them might be nice. And for legal purposes, I might look like a copyrighted species, but I can assure you I'm simply a fey creature that just happens to look like them. And I should probably update the, let's see here. There. This is part 2 of a 2-game Halloween special. So if you're watching the VOD of this on YouTube, this was the start of something... well, the second of the 2 games. So, we're going to be diving right in here. Day 1. And for the record, the whole thing is actually the window is actually extremely tiny, so if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, it probably looks a lot better to you. And the gentleman thief makes his entrance. Yeah, this has a lot of early adventure game stuff, so it's not necessarily going to be, No, you're not hearing this thing as part of the game. An Armstrong 14 steel safe. I can crack this in my sleep. It's an empty, glass-fronted cabinet. A rather dreadful portrait of a woman, early Victorian style. I noticed the wedding band on her finger, so this must have been the wife of the mansion's very first owner. Certificates. Bachelor of Law awarded to Clarence Defoe by the University of Warwick. Clarence Defoe was the last owner of the house who just recently died. I think I have just lost whatever sympathy I had for him. Because he's a lawyer. Desk. It doesn't seem like a Victorian fixture. It must be an addition made by the more recent tenant. Time to crack the safe. Damn, empty. Guess the family solicitor got here first. The drawers are either empty or full of meaningless paperwork. I prefer to leave the same way I came in. It won't open. It must have been jarred shut somehow. Well, I suppose I'll have to take the old-fashioned way out. For the record, the game's event flags actually only requires you to look at the window before unlocking the door for you to leave. So, you don't actually have to open the safe despite that being Trilby's entire reason for being here. What? Oh no, no! Stay away from me! Stay away! I wonder what's gotten into him. Oh, wait. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this thing. It's just so comfy. But who the hell was that guy? I was under the impression this house was empty. Locked. Also locked. Also locked. These windows are all dirty, so it's impossible to see through them clearly. Shower curtain, rather a bath curtain, technically. An immaculate porcelain lavatory. I hate bidets, they're so decadent. It's a sink. Beyond that, there's not much I can say about it. A very understated mirror. Just an ordinary bathroom mat. Nothing here. How anticlimactic. So it's not like Maniac Mansion, where a long-lost relative was in there. The bath is very clean and white, probably very recently used. My grappling umbrella launcher, made to look like an umbrella. Yeah, the original game has a few odd bits to it, like having to click on these. I think there's a shortcut. Actually, let me just check here. Yeah, this is save and load, use, talk. Oh, I can also do this. It's a door. It's another door. This is what we in the trade call a door. It's a large rectangular piece of wood used to fill large, ungainly holes in walls. It's a door. What else is there to say? As you probably already figured out, this is a door. My keen senses tell me this is a door. It's just a door I see before me. It's larger than a window and smaller than a garage, so I guess it must be a door. I think of all the doors I've seen here, this is by far the best. I take it back, this is the best door in the whole house. I used to go out with a girl who had a door like that. I've already told you about the girl who had a door like that. Her name was Patricia. Oh, whoops. Most incredible pair of earrings I've ever seen. Anyway, she left me for a lead singer of the Doors, which explains why this door reminds me of her so. Sorry, I have a tendency to ramble when players won't stop looking at the bloody doors. And from here on, it just loops. Oh, it doesn't loop, it's just a door. Sorry about that. The whole reason I did that was to show off that funny, what? Okay, this is where it goes. I'd say this must be the main entrance doors. Hopefully they won't object to acting as an exit, too. Telephone, an ordinary telephone. Perhaps this could be my ticket out of here. Newspaper, looks like an edition of the local... I never heard it referred to that, must be a British thing. No latch, no chain, no deadbolt. It doesn't even have a keyhole. So why won't the bloody thing open? This is becoming very tiresome. Telephone. Line's dead. Somehow I was expecting that at this point. Should always keep abreast of day-to-day events. Newspaper. It's a copy of the local paper dated last Friday. Heir to Defoe estates found dead. Sir Clarence Defoe, last of the long-running Defoe line, was found dead yesterday in his home. Age 24, that's really young. Was found hanging from a, oh my, tree in front of the yard. His recent bride, Julia Swanson, was also found dead in the mansion, apparently stabbed to death. Inspector Jacob Barnes, officer in charge of investigation, has closed the case. There's no mystery here, said. Obviously, he killed his wife and then himself. We have already disapproved of the possibility of a third party. Sir Clarence's solicitor, Michael Chesham, however, was gone on record questioning the inspector's judgment. Last I saw of Sir Clarence, he was infinitely content. He'd never have committed such an act. Plus, there was no note. I remember looking at studies that only a fraction contained notes. A Welsh dresser, how very bourgeois. I think that's what's pronounced. Now this is what I call an antique. Nice finish. Probably fetch a decent amount if I can find the right dealer. Straight from the Argos catalog to your living room. A rather amateurish landscape. The signature identifies the work of Matthew Defoe, circa 1818. Some examples of popular Victorian fiction. It's just ornamental. The drawers and cabinets are all empty. I know some pretty unscrupulous art dealers, but I doubt even they deserve this. I doubt any of these would be particularly helpful right now. Television. Had no comment at the time. In other news, the society world is still shaken by the sudden death of Sir Clarence Defoe. Sir Clarence and his wife Julia were found dead last Thursday in Defoe Manor. Our correspondent Peter Daltrey has the report. It was just 4 weeks ago this place was abuzz with activity as Sir Clarence Defoe moved in with his new bride, Julia Swanson Defoe. Now, after this shocking tragedy, the place is quiet as the tomb and empty of human life. Sir Clarence had only just proven his attachment to the Defoe lineage almost 1 year ago, and since then had been renovating the long-abandoned family mansion in preparation for his marriage. The police have already declared the tragedy as a murder self-destruction. Yeah. And although many have insisted that Sir Clarence was incapable of such an act, the debate rages on while the fate of the house and family fortunes remains unclear. Sorry about that. YouTube doesn't like you saying certain words, so I have to be careful. This is Peter Daltrey, BBC News, Defoe Manor. Thank you, Peter. Our top stories again. Minister... Interesting. I hate television. Oh, don't worry. I'm willing to wager in about 10-20 years it'll be a lot less popular. Hey. Oops. It's about time you showed up. I'm sorry? As well you should be. I've been stuck in this house for days. Where's the way out? I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand. You're the guy who owns this place, right? No. Oh. How'd you get in here? A window on the second floor. Is it still open? No, it jammed shut. Oh, damn. Well, looks like this house has a new guest. Hope no more turn up. We only have 5 chairs. If you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Wait a minute. Yes? Who are you? Oh, I beg your pardon. Hardy's the name. Philip Hardy. Call me Phil. And you are? Trilby. Mr. Trilby, I'm afraid you are now a prisoner. Like me, like everyone else in the house. A prisoner? Don't ask me why. Once you get in, the house won't let you leave. I've tried all the doors and windows, none of them open. The garden wall's unclimbable, and I can't tunnel under it. But why? Who's keeping us here? Beats the hell out of me. Whoever it is, they'll certainly not be safe from my fists once I get out of here. Well, make that 2, I guess. So if there's something you're not telling me, now would be a good time to get it off your chest. I assure you, I'm completely mystified. So how many people are in this place right now? Only 3 more. First there's Jim, the youngest. He turned up just after I did. He's a good kid. Second, Simone Taylor. You probably know her off the telly. She's a correspondent for the BBC. She came here to make some kind of documentary, I think, but now she's stuck here with the rest of us. Lastly, there's AJ. Skinny bloke with a stash. Won't tell us who he is or where he came from. All I know is that he's been here longer than anyone. Nearly a whole week. Is there food and water for that? I think I've already met him. Oh, what a heartwarming story. Anyway, why don't you see if you can track them all down? I'm calling out a meeting in the lounge. Spread the word. I trust you'll enjoy your stay at the Defoe Manor, Mr. Trilby. I still don't understand. Just find the others and tell them to meet up in the lounge. Standard adventure game stuff, really. Roll call, all that. We can discuss things properly then. Give out the player proper exposition. You know how it goes. Right. It's hard to tell, but you have to specifically use the mouse tip to click on these things. If you go too far down, it doesn't count as being part of it. It's been lit recently. Moosehead. So it's not enough to kill animals in Africa. He has to come and do it in Canada, too. Tigerhead. A stuffed tigerhead mounted in the act of snarling, presumably to justify its death in some small way. Evidently someone fancies himself a big game hunter, or maybe fancy themselves. Seems Trilby is not a big fan of big game hunting. Sepia print. A very old sepia photograph of man in explorer's gear standing over a dead tiger. Label reads, Sir Roderick tames a vicious beast. The gun he's holding looks a lot like the one over a fireplace. I'm no expert on guns, but I think that's a late 18th century musket. Standard issue for the British Army of that period. It's an ancient picture of two men in full hunting gear. The label reads, Sir Roderick and Carr stares. A very old photograph of a small collection of straw huts. The label reads, a native village. Sepia print. This photo portrays a native bear in an aggressive stance before a very wary-looking Ryan. The label reads, he just savage again versus savage. Ooh, yeah, something tells me I'm going to be in complete agreement with Trilby about the owner of this room, whoever made the stuff in this room, as not being a particularly pleasant person. A glass bell jar containing a rather hideous-looking idol. Even if I wanted that ugly thing, which I don't, I'd have to break the glass to get to it. No thanks, I have a thing about lions. The antlers won't fit in my blazer. Whoa, this is heavier than it looks. I'm not carrying this around everywhere. I better find a place to put it down. I'm not sure I want these pictures. They're a little sickening. Well, that one in particular I can certainly say. I think the instinct to stick a hand in the fire was evolved out of as a species a while ago. This is more like a car boot sale material. Yeah, like the last game, this is one that's going to be a bit more focused on atmosphere and stuff than actual jump scares or anything, so I don't have to worry. There's also a reason I wanted to double this up with another game. It's because, having beaten it before, I'm pretty sure it's not going to last too long. So, I'm glad I split it up. Table. A nicely varnished oak dining table, probably bought in from IKEA. These windows are dirty, so it's impossible to see through them. It's a pleasantly professional quality portrait of a bearded man in a Victorian explorer's outfit. A little plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. It's too big to carry around with me, I'm afraid. Paintings can go for a good amount depending on a number of factors, but these are probably not antique enough for it, if I had to guess. It's a door. A plain old kitchen cabinet. Sink. The kitchen sink, of everything but fame. The cooker looks like it's never been used. A brand new fridge-freezer unit. Is there anything edible in here so we can last? Evidently no one cares if I starve in this place. Then how did AJ last here a week? Then again, there might have been something in there that lasted him until this long, but it's out now. But also means he never used the stove. Maybe if I had something to cook, but I don't. Empty. This cabinet contains a large bag of salt. I guess Bender from Futurama's been cooking here recently. And yes, I say that with full knowledge that he just said that the stove here, cooker, hasn't been used. It's too big to carry around with me, but if I ever need lethal quantities of salt, I'll know where to look. Twig. Pick up sticks. Pushing the tree makes the upper branches sway a little. What fun. Locked. Don't any windows open in this stupid place? I think I can see the interior of a tool shed. At least we can see through this window. A large oak tree stands proud beside the house, the branches reaching all the way to the roof. Oops. That's odd. It's closing the minute I open it. I can just about see the kitchen through there. Do I need to be closer, I guess? There's no sprint in this game, so I'll just have to keep going. Water's deep and smells strongly of chlorine. Do you know how to swim, Trilby? I didn't bring my swim trunks. I think I'd best leave that pipeline alone. Looks like the pipeline comes away from the pool and goes under the lawn. I wonder where it leads. Someone's done a real number on the lawn. Digging their way out? No. Looks like they're looking for something. A very tall, very smooth, and very sturdy wall. I don't want to get dirt under my fingernails. I can't climb them. Locked. No one's in here, it would seem. I'm sure I could make a gamer chair joke about that, but... Locked. Oh. Must be Simone. Pardon me, madam. What? Oh, hello. Philip mentioned we had a new guest. You're Simone Taylor, right? Yes, you must have seen me on TV. And you are? Trilby. Got a first name? No. Hey, wait a second. Not the cat burglar, Trilby. Oh, wow. I presented a Crime Watch special on you once. Oh, man, I wish I had a camera right now. This could be huge. You wouldn't consent to an interview, wouldn't you? Madam, even if I didn't have a sudden brain injury that would cause me to do so, don't you think our apparent imprisonment is a slightly more urgent matter? Well, I admit I thought so the first day I was here. But I've been here 4 days now, and I really think I'm learning a lot about this place. If I could just get these infernal doors open. Again, there's... Well, I guess you can go... Philip's calling a house meeting in the lounge. Yeah, it's so like him to do that when a new face appears. I'll see you there, Mr. Trilby. Trilby's a bit of an interesting character in that his personality has changed a decent bit from game to game, him largely reflecting in Yahtzee's. I believe Yahtzee himself said it largely reflects what he was feeling at the time. Still locked, it would seem. No one here. Chair. It might be worth a bit of pocket change, but I doubt I could get it down to my car. The chair. An executive chair, upholstered in black leather. Likely able to spin going whoosh, whoosh. Oops. The game doesn't mind if I click outside the window, but it does get bothered if I accidentally minimize the window. Alright, there's one more person I need to meet, since we already met AJ. Hey. There's someone up in that tree. I knew I remembered this one being a bit more tricky than expected. Oh, hi. You're new. Have you come to set us free? No, apparently I'm a prisoner too. Prisoner now too. I'm guessing you must be Jim. What are you doing in the tree? I thought I might be able to get over the wall. But that tree's too far. And there's this ravine just outside the wall, too. So I understand, yes. Philip wants us all to meet up in the lounge. Oh, okay. I'll head there now, then. It won't answer me. Oh, right, I know there's a hotkey to change these immediately, but it's not a big deal. It's a short game, and it's not like it's hard to click on these. It's just a bit tricky to click there without clicking outside the window by accident. Our new arrival's graced us with his presence. I expect there's a lot you want to know. Join the club. So let me see if I've got this clear in my head. You're all trapped in this house by some kind of invisible intelligence. Right. And you can't leave. Nope. And as soon as I entered, I became trapped in here too. Pretty much. Why? Why would someone want to keep us prisoner here? Maybe they're just lonely. No, if they wanted the company, they'd have shown themselves. Well, maybe they already have. Maybe one of us is behind all this. Oh, don't be silly. Why would any of us want to trap a load of people here and pretend we didn't? Yeah, assuming the water... I don't know, do I? I don't speak loony. We mustn't squabble amongst ourselves. Hampered by paranoia and suspicion, we'd only hinder each other. Yeah, we need to wait until there's actual evidence that there's someone against us. I suggest for now we assume that we four are all innocent. Well, I can agree with that. Well, we five, including AJ. Where is he, anyway? I couldn't find him anywhere. I saw him just after I arrived, but he ran away from me. Well, that's odd. Listen, Mr. Trilby. We work as a team in this house. That's how it's been since it started. So we all have to share information. No secrets. Why did you come to this house? He's a cat burglar. Why do you even have to ask? Well, I didn't come here to take part in some Big Brother event, that's for sure. Is there anything you know about this house that would help? Anything at all? I doubt I know much more than any of you. All I know is the last heir just up and died and that it was supposed to be empty. I guess you're not much of a help then. But I suppose an extra pair of hands is always useful. I'm still not completely clear on a few details. Do I get to ask you all some questions now? Oh, sure. Just ask any one of us whatever you'd like. Yeah, it won't let me move because I need to speak with everyone first. Dang. A Big Brother event. Growing up, my family really loved reality shows, so of course it was a bit. I either watched them or just left the room because reality shows are not my thing. And I guess what I was about to bring up before is, I guess if everyone has water, assuming the pipes still work, and it could work since again the pool seems to be working fine, and it doesn't seem. He even said it seems to be clean and full of chlorine, which means the filters are still working. So plus the TV works, so the house likely still has power. So if it still has water, they could probably last here a good while, because you can go a decent bit longer without food than you can without water. And of course, again, there could have been food in here at one point, but it all got eaten by everyone else. But whatever it is, it couldn't have been something that requires cooking. Although I guess if it's something simple or just fruits or something from the fridge, you wouldn't need to cook that. Although grilled pineapples are quite tasty. It won't answer me. Jim. So, Jim. Yes? I think I can push the letters here. What do you know about the mansion? Not much. We could always just about see the roof over the playground wall. So the school's very close to it. We always used to tell each other it was haunted. Why? Were there any stories or legends attached? Well, a friend of mine used to say a crazy hermit lived there. Who killed people and ate them alive. Yeah, that's... Oh, well, I'm certainly reassured. So how'd you come to be here? It was so stupid. We climbed over the school wall at lunchtime. Why? It was a dare. We were gonna see how long it would take the school to find us. Then we came across this old house. And Richard dared me to knock on the door. He bet me £1 I wouldn't do it. Yeah, my school was like that. Broke my collarbone playing pylon once. Shut up, Philip. Alright, what happened next? Well, I was about to knock on the door, but it opened by itself. I heard Richard dare me to take a step inside. So you did, and the door closed behind you, and then it wouldn't open again. Yeah. Your friends didn't call the police or anything, did they? How should I know? I guess they didn't since nobody came. That was on Wednesday. The school probably knows by now I'm gone by now. I see. Yeah, they'd know that he's gone by now and might find a search party. Likely that the kids themselves wouldn't talk about it or try to pretend they don't know anything simply because they don't want to get in trouble. And you know how kids can be. They'd rather die 1,000 deaths than get in trouble. Alright, tell me a bit about yourself. Like what? I don't know. Where were you before you came here? I was at St. Trinian's boarding school, not far from here. Been there since I was 10. My parents move around a lot, you see. Oh, how old are you now? Nearly 16. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Miss Taylor? Yes? Well, let's start. Alright, tell me about yourself. Why, that's so sweet of you to ask. We're in for it now. I'm a correspondent for the BBC, but you probably already knew that. I'm afraid I don't watch much television. Oh. Well, I do outside broadcasts for the news, mainly. Sometimes I present documentaries or variety shows. Whenever I'm needed, really. Very much a Jill of all trades. How did you come to be here? I only came down here for a documentary. There's lots of interest in lots of interesting old ghost stories lately. We figured something on the Defoe Manor would pull in the ratings. And not because it would make interesting viewing. That's why I hate television. Hey, excuse me, I was talking. I arrived here before the camera crew. I was supposed to wait for them, but I couldn't resist taking a walk around the grounds. Next thing I knew, I was in the backyard. I looked all over, but I couldn't find a way back to the front. I think it was my own fault, really. Yes, it was. Well, I mean, she just said that. There's no need for you to repeat it. I mean, what are you expecting her to do? Say she's sorry for getting herself lost? What happened to your camera crew? I have no idea. They probably just left when I never showed up. I'm sort of glad they didn't get mixed up in this too, though. Quite. What do you know about the mansion? Surely you could have done some research before going in, right? Well, I've heard some pretty disturbing stories about it. Here we go. There have been stories of weird happenings around it for decades. Ever since the first disappearance of the original owner and his son. People have gone missing in the area around the house more than anywhere else in the country. I mean, people go missing it in plenty of other houses, but this one's especially special. People from all walks of life. People like us. Don't say that. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Yeah, people like us. Yeah, most haunted houses only take certain people from certain walks of life. Apparently. Not the couch, to Philip. Mr. Hardy? Yeah, Mr. Trilby. Well, first things first, tell me a bit about yourself. About me? Well, I'm in what you call the import-export business. You're a thief. Hey, I'm not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter. That's why they call me Locke. Only take what belongs to dead people, since, you know, they're not losing it. Oh, so you're a grave robber. Our new friend here? Now he's a thief. True, but I'm also a gentleman. And I only take what I'm sure no one's using as well. I'm sure that's a great comfort to them. Honestly, if he only really robs rich people like this, they probably don't even notice. Well, actually, what am I saying? There's been other Trilby games that delve into his past, and yeah, there are plenty of rich people who don't even notice the stuff he stole is gone. Well, let's go. How'd you come to be here? Well, I came here to look for some artifacts. And I'm sure you had the full consent of the Defoe solicitors to do so. Hey, shut up. I just heard some old family tombs somewhere under the building. And I mean really old. Anything inside probably doesn't belong to anyone, so hey, finders keepers. I managed to call in a few favors to get over the ravine and a back wall. Then, of course, I couldn't get out again. How many people know you're here? A handful, I suppose. They wouldn't get suspicious till I go missing for months, though. Yeah, I guess in his line of work, he probably goes missing for weeks at a time, so it wouldn't be unusual for them not hear from him for a decent amount of time. So, what is it you know about the mansion, exactly? Oh, plenty. I read an article on this in this month's Treasure Hunting Monthly. It was built by some explorer guy, Sir Roger Defoe or something like that. His wife died giving birth, he and his son went missing sometime later. Well, maybe the article could tell you better than I could. I'll let you borrow it. For a little while. Give it back to me next week, though. Just don't mess up too much, it's for my scrapbook. Hey, I wasn't kidding when he said he'd only loan it to him for a week. That's all I wanted to know. Righto. And we'll see a pattern in all of these stories. And what pattern would that be? Seems to me the house only traps people here individually. It didn't try to trap Jim's friends, for example, or Simone's camera crew. It's only letting us in one at a time. You're talking about the house like it's intelligent. Surely it's more likely there's just some joker behind all this. Maybe, but how did they know we were coming is the big part here. How did it know to leave a window open for me, risking one of you finding it and escaping? You think the house is haunted? Well, I wouldn't use that word. We're not using the H word here, but I definitely have a very odd feeling, like we're being watched, I suppose. Yeah, maybe this is one of Simone's rating winners. Excuse me? Well, locking up people in a house against their will and secretly filming them. I mean, he did just make the Big Brother comparison a moment ago. Seems like a natural reality TV show progression. That's also highly illegal. Hey, that wouldn't stop some people. Where the hell has AJ got to anyway? I was hoping he'd be here. He's been doing research on the house and was going to share it with us tonight. I certainly hope he hasn't found something important or plot relevant. Maybe someone should go look for him. What now? It's getting pretty late. What now? It's getting pretty late. I admit I am beginning to feel tired. Yeah, me too. Oh, but what about AJ? Well, I don't think there's any need to worry now. If he hasn't turned up by the morning, we'll look for him. Oh, alright. But we look for him as soon as we get up. Day 2. What was that infernal noise? Oh, shit, no! Simone, Philip, Jim? Oh no, who did this? Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, what the? You did this? You, the man or woman behind this. Stay back, I'm warning you. Just who are you? Oh, it's just me. Didn't know I was worried. Trust no one, not even yourself. Christ, I've never dreamt so vividly before. It was so disturbing. Steady. A nice sit down can wait for later. Television. Anything new on the news? Our top story this morning. Police are still baffled by the apparent disappearance of the television personality, Simone Taylor. Miss Taylor was due to film a documentary on the notorious Defoe Manor, but her camera crew reported that she never arrived. The police have been investigating the building, but so far have found no way to get inside. The Defoe family solicitor, Michael Chisholm, has the only key to the building and is currently unavailable. Miss Taylor's disappearance, coinciding with the disappearance of a local youth from a nearby boarding school, simply add to the legends surrounding the mysterious Defoe Manor. Reports... Alright, yeah, I figured of everyone here, it would most likely be Simone that people notice missing. I mean, the kid would be noticed as well, but as mentioned, his buddies would not be very quick to mention they saw him. They'll probably even insist they didn't see him at all that day, simply to avoid getting in trouble, which is going to cause problems to figuring out how to find him. But Simone, they at least have... She's a lot more public, so they'd notice any major... They'd be able to track her whereabouts up until the point she left. Meanwhile, Trilby obviously likely lives a loner life, so no one knows where he is at any given time, and, well, our buddy, our buddy Philip, is basically in the same boat. He goes vanishing for ages at a time. Notice something a bit different? It's a portrait of an aging man in a safari suit. The plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Remember, he wasn't age before. I don't want it. It kind of freaks me out. I don't know, man. A painting that changes its appearance regularly strikes me as the kind of thing that would sell for a lot of money. Robert Louis Stevenson's seminal classic. Jim. Jim can't be older than 16. He's wearing some mutation of a school uniform. How you doing, Jim? Jim. Hi, Mr. Trilby. How you feeling? How you holding up? Oh, okay, I guess. I had this really horrible dream. But you probably don't want to hear about it. Oh, so you're taking this imprisonment thing very well, I must say. Well, it's not that different from a boarding school, really. Except there's no one to hit you across the knuckles when you talk too much at night. I guess that must be one that supports corporal punishment. Not a fan, personally. Seen AJ anywhere? Oh, not since yesterday morning. He seemed pretty anxious about something. Did he say why? Oh no. Just said he's something about getting to the bottom of all this. Then he left the room and I never saw him again. What are you reading there? Treasure Island. I found it in the living room. A good book. How are you liking it? Well, it's a bit heavy going. I prefer Terry Pratchett novels myself. Do you know where the others are? I don't know where Mr. Hardy is. But Miss Taylor's up there in the library. The library? On the second floor. I think she broke the door open or something. I guess we're not the only one good at picking locks. Alright, that'll be all. Okay, Mr. Trilby. Judging based off Jim's reaction to the gym and all of that, it seems basically everyone had a dream where they see themselves murdering everyone else, somehow. I didn't bring my swim trunks, though. Ah, it's Philip. Hello, Mr. Hardy. Well, look who's up. How you holding up? How you doing? Oh, I'm just fine. And when I find a way out, I'll be even better. Are you the one who dug up half the lawn? Yeah. I was trying to find my way out of this place. But the ground down and the wall foundation go even further. Well, that would explain the holes nearest to the walls. But what about the others? Alright. I was looking for treasure. Happy now? You want some kind of medal? Just professional interest, you understand? Any luck? With treasure? Nah. Found some kind of pipeline running under the lawn, but not much else. What are you doing with that metal detector? It's actually part of a plan I have to get out of here. Oh, goody. I heard there's some kind of family tomb underground buried somewhere under the grounds of the mansion. If I can find it, there might be another way to the surface. And I presume any family valuables they have down there would be an unexpected bonus. Hey, judge not lest ye be judged yourself. You're a cat burglar, come on. At least I have a sense of priorities. Well, when you found an escape route and saved us all, I'll be sure to apologize profusely. Yeah, I think Philip actually has a pretty good point here. How do you know the tomb is around here specifically anyways? I don't. That's what the metal detector's for. How do you know there's anything there to detect in the first place? It's probably just all stone and dusty corpses. Actually, you'd be surprised how much metal can be found in a tomb. Belt buckles, coffin handles, candlesticks. King Tut's gold silverware? Are you implying something? Oh, goodness me, no. Listen, the tomb could be on the other side of the grounds for all you know. Sure, but this is as good a place as any to start. And until I see some compelling evidence for its location, I'll continue my systematic sweep. Do you know if AJ's turned up yet? Not to my knowledge. In fact, I don't even think we'll be seeing him ever again. Why not? Well, this is some kind of reality TV stunt. He must have been in on it. Maybe he's gone to file the reports on how all the hidden cameras are working. I honestly doubt this is the work of the BBC, Philip. Do you have a better explanation? Not yet. Well then. Can I borrow your metal detector? What do you want it for? I'm not sure yet. Brilliant. Well, I'll give you a shout when I'm finished with it. I see you around. Whatever. Oh wait, no, I think I have to do... yeah, I think I need to cover the event flags for this. Finished the metal detector yet? No, you can have it when I've found the tomb. Yeah. Like I said, the game runs on event flags, so... To progress, you need to make sure you do certain things, including hitting specific discussion points. Ah, looks like the lock is broken here. So this is the famous library. Books. Evidently, someone's been doing a little research here. Collection of old road maps and atlases, tragically out of date. Interesting. A couple binders containing architectural plans for Defoe Manor. There'll probably be some architectural plans of the building here. Delia's How to Cook series. The 1980 edition of Encyclopedia Britannica with Wagner to Woodhouse missing. A complete unabridged Oxford English Dictionary. Now these don't come cheap. Yeah, basically each color has something different. Nothing but photo albums. Historical texts on most of the well-known noble families. History of the Defoe lineage. Looks interesting. Now, you do need to... You could probably put two and two together, but yeah, this tiny pixel here for the road maps is what is needed for one piece of progression, but I need to speak with everyone before I can even do that, I believe. Lovingly bound textbooks on gardening. Books in the occult, no doubt interesting bedtime reading. Some of P.G. Woodhouse's best. Books on photography, cartooning, and watercoloring. Several volumes of something called the Digest of Visual Arts. Unless I'm mistaken, it's Simone Taylor, television personality. No, speak. Hello, Miss Taylor. Hello, Mr. Trilby. How are you holding up so far? Oh, spare me the gallantry. I'm just fine. Did you break the lock on the door? No, I came up here and it was already like that. I suppose AJ must have done it. He must have been reading from that pile of books there. Yeah, exactly. I don't know exactly. I'd have to ask him. So I take it AJ hasn't turned up yet. Based off what you just said, I mean. No. Do you think he found a way out? If he did, he didn't have the decency to tell us. I wouldn't be surprised. He's kind of jumpy. Maybe saw an opportunity and just took it. Maybe. What do you know about AJ while we're here? Not much. He refused to tell us anything about himself. Where he came from, why he came here. Not even his full name. Kinda suspicious, isn't it? Do you think he had some kind of agenda? I really wouldn't know. Of course, you're no one to judge when it comes to withholding names. Heh. Well, did you at least sleep well? Well, to be honest, not really. I had this terrible dream. Someone had killed you, Philip, and Jim. And I remember the huge guy wearing a wielding mask. Let me guess. He took off the mask and he looked exactly like you. No. Actually, he looked exactly like you. What does it mean? Frankly, something tells me I don't want to know. Oh, no, I should have gone. Frankly, dear, I don't give a damn. Do you know where the others are? Well, Philip said he was going to the garden. I don't know where Jim is. And AJ's still missing. Thanks. I'll see you later. Sure. Books. A map is always handy. Look. Oh, right. It's an article cut from a magazine called Treasure Hunting Monthly. Mystery of the Defoe Manor. One of the country's more notorious stately homes is renowned for being a great source of untold wealth. But what is the curse that surrounds the creaking house? The mansion was built in the early 19th century by the legendary explorer Roderick Defoe in celebration of his retirement and marriage. Sir Roderick disappeared along with his only son on the 15-year anniversary of his wife's sudden death. After that, the house fell into the possession of a succession of heirs, most of whom died or disappeared in mysterious circumstances. The house was left abandoned after the last heir was thought to have died in 1946 until the recent appearances of Clarence Defoe, who managed to prove his connection to the lineage and inherit the house. A very old architectural plan of the Defoe Manor. There's Defoe Manor with the underground tomb clearly marked as being under the front yard. There's something odd about this map, though, like there's something missing. Well, no, it's not that. More like something here that doesn't belong. Something I don't recall seeing in the house. Alright. Yeah, the front yard. It's a bit hard to see here. I guess this backyard here must be how, can you see that on the stream? Yes, you can. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this here is how there was a connection. Somehow the house created a connection here that Simone was got through. Found herself in the backyard. Right? Of course, second floor with all the doors, most of which are broken. The site of the underground tomb. So front yard. I guess this is the front, so where the phone and everything is. Something a bit extra in there, but or something that doesn't belong. It'll become relevant at some point, but I'll leave it in case anyone watching this is not familiar. It's probably a bit obvious where I need to go next, so I'm going to take this moment to hydrate here. So I'm going to grab a drink real fast while moving. Ah, there we are. Had a decent amount of trick-or-treaters tonight, although I guess there's going to be some leftover candy I'll have to eat later. Well, better have too much than not enough when it comes to trick-or-treating stuff. Philip. Hello, Mr. Haughty. Well, look who's up. Finished the metal detector yet? No, can I have found the tomb? Whatever. Plans. Use the plans on Philip to show him. Hey, Mr. Haughty, I found this old map in the library. Did you now? Take a look. The tomb is quite clearly under the front yard. Oh, but this is the backyard. There's no way into the front yard. Sucks, doesn't it? Well, I guess that's my escape plan out the window. Thanks a bunch, buddy. Don't mention it. Can I borrow the metal detector now? Why the hell not? Take away my hopes, might as well take my only worldly possessions too. Have fun with it. Thanks. Now do excuse me. Two having a bit of a snark off is a little silly. But yeah, you can kind of see the kind of character that Trilby is here. Her, including his choice of language. But I guess in a way it's interesting to see him grow as a character over the years, because some of them are actually tied to events. Or at least what events he's present for. Alright, wait, item. Look at metal detector. A rather cheap, overused metal detector. I wouldn't know where to begin. I'd need a starting point. Alright, I know what it wants me to do. Pipeline. I can track where this pipeline leads with the metal detector. The trail ends here. And what have we here? Philip's laborings must have covered it up. Shiny red button! Well, that didn't seem to do anything. So much for, ooh, what does this button do? It's a small metal panel with a single unmarked red button. We've now drained the pool. Oh, it's really making me do that. Okay. Oh! Oh, Christ! This is definitely the man I met on the landing. Presumably AJ. Looks like someone tied him to an iron hook at the bottom of the pool. But I think he was dead even before then. His throat's been split open by some kind of large, edged weapon. Oh, God, the stench! I gotta find the others. Dead? How? Murdered. He was stabbed to death at the bottom of the pool. Oh my God! You know what this means, don't you? We're the only ones in this house. The killer has to be one of us. Not necessarily. I don't think any of us could have engineered... Hey, shut up. It was you, wasn't it? You killed AJ and now you're covering your tracks. Philip, you're being absurd. Why would Trilby tell us where the body is if he wanted to hide it? Well, obviously he's covering his tracks. He was the last one to arrive. Don't tell me you're not the least bit suspicious of him. Well, look, what happened to AJ was a terrible thing. But if we let this tear us apart, we could all end up going the same way. I mean, don't forget you were the one who said that there could be someone else here. He's got a point, Philip. Oh, I see. You're all in on this together. Philip, that's ridiculous. Shut up. As far as I'm concerned, there's no one I can trust here anymore. From now on, it's every man for themselves. Philip. That idiot. He's shaken, we all are. So what do you think? About AJ, I mean. I'm really not sure. I think we're being haunted. Oh. Well, at least someone's keeping their head. Look, I'm not exactly in love with such an unscientific idea as a murderous ghost. But nothing other than the supernatural could have engineered the situation. And this house has a bad history. A history I think it's time I started looking into. Oh, well, do whatever you want. I think I'm going to look into AJ's death with a slightly more sensible attitude. Where's Jim? Someone should tell him about AJ. I think he went upstairs. I'll go look for him. Father? Jim? Jim, is that you? What are you doing, Father? What? Father, no, no, don't, Father! Father! Hold on. Oh. Mr. Trilby? Day 3. Jim? Sorry, Mr. Trilby, you wanted me to wake you? Did I? Do you remember yesterday at all? You told me about AJ and said you were going to look into the house. Then you asked me to wake you this morning so you could get started. Yes, I remember. Thank you, Jim. Anytime. Now, there is something we'll need to be doing, but first, I'd like to do this. The portrait of a wizened, bearded old man in a safari suit. The plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Philip Hardy, a rather wild-eyed young man in a leather jacket and khakis. I don't want it. It kind of freaks me out. Come on, don't you think that'd sell really well? Papers. I don't know what I can do with that. Oops, papers. I don't see anything important. Hello, Philip. Leave me alone, cat burglar. Have you seen the others? No. All I know is they're not here bothering me. Why don't you go join them? What are you doing anyway? None of your damn business. Are those maps of the house? Fine. Yeah, they're maps. I'm gonna find a way out, then I'm gonna get away from this madhouse once and for all. After that, if I ever see your smug pinstripe-wearing face again, it'll be a million years too soon. I take it you're not feeling any better this morning? Oh, I'm just peaches. Now go away. Come on, Phil, you know damn well none of us could have possibly killed AJ. You wanna bet? You're over 6 foot. You could have done it easily. Maybe I could have, but I didn't. Prove it. You know you can't prove a negative. Well then. You know your attitude could be the death of us. It's certainly gonna be the death of you if you don't get out of my face. Alright, well, catch you later. The obvious starting point. I can't think of use for any of these books at the moment. It's about time I decided to read up on the Defoe family. Family history. A History of the Defoe Family, Volume 7. Roderick Defoe. Okay, I was wondering why he'd start at 7, but it makes sense if that's the one where Roderick is discussed, because that's the relevant one going on here. Later, Sir Roderick Defoe is probably the most famous of the lineage, using a lot of the inheritance he obtained when his parents died suddenly. Yeah, and definitely not died because they got in his way, no sir. He embarked on a series of adventures throughout the globe, earning quite the reputation as a colonial explorer. He retired from adventuring at the age of 40 when he met his future bride, Belinda Rothman, and fell instantly in love. He built a luxury manor in the English countryside, and the couple moved in as soon as the work was complete. By all accounts, the couple were deliriously happy, and it's what made Belinda's sudden death while giving birth to their only son Matthew all the more tragic. Sir Roderick was in a mourning for a long time, leaving the upbringing of Matthew in the hands of numerous nannies and tutors. When he finally did start taking an interest in his son, he was known to be bitterly disappointed as his son rejected the idea to join the army, preferring to pursue art and literature. Oh, he was one of those dads who wants him to join the army and get prestige rather than getting a liberal arts degree. As Matthew neared the age of 15, however, he and his father seemed to grow closer. They didn't always see eye to eye, but they seemed to understand each other and offer unconditional love. Oh, well, I'm glad they finally managed to work that out. Must have had one of those episodes where the father said, "You know what, son, I may not fully understand goals, but if it makes you happy, yeah," or something like that. And then, on Matthew's 15th birthday, he and Roderick disappeared. A servant found bloodstains in one of the rooms, but no bodies were ever found. The fate of Sir Roderick and his wayward son remains a mystery to this day, the first of many mysterious disappearances connected to the Defoe line and the family house. Let's see here. That's me, Trilby. I guess that's all for now. Guess we should look for the others. Still nothing in here, I suppose. Still locked. When I need it, I'll let you know. Oh, no, I mean that. I'm also a cat burglar that leaves the taps running out of sheer malevolence. I guess he doesn't want to be like the wet bandits from Home Alone. Or at least I think that's what they were called. Oh yeah, I should see if anything good's on TV. This morning, in other news, Michael Chesham, solicitor of the Defoe estates, was found dead this morning in his office. Oh my. So much for our rescue party. Mr. Chesham was found to have hanged himself, a ruling of doing it to himself has already been declared. This is the latest in a recent string of deaths and disappearances connected to the mysterious Defoe Manor. A string that began with murder or self-destruction of Sir Clarence Defoe and his young wife, and has been more recently the disappearance of BBC reporter Simone Taylor. Police were hoping to acquire the key to Defoe Manor in order to investigate, but the location of the key was known only by Mr. Chesham himself. Numerous television stars have already come forward to pay tribute to Miss Taylor, as it becomes increasingly apparent that... Oh, I guess they've already written her off for dead. Disappeared. Something tells me there wouldn't even be that much coverage if there wasn't a celebrity involved. Unfortunately, I'm very much with Trilby in that. Like, I recall reading about a bar fight at one point, and that involved a judge, but bar fights happen all the time, so the only reason anyone even bothered covering it was because a judge was involved. What's this? I just found it out here like this. Do you know whose it is? Yeah, it's mine. Did you bring it here last night or something? Of course not. If I was in the front yard, there's no way. It was in the front yard, and there's no way into the front yard. Maybe someone's trying to help us. Maybe. I'll go and find the others and let them know about it. Sure. Yeah, a car is something a bit big to just teleport in here. Ah, great. My lockpicks are here. They must have fallen out of my pocket when I was getting out of the car. I'll hide an emergency pick in the lining of my tie, like I usually do. I can pick any lock in under 5 minutes with these beauties. Ah, there we go. Alright, let's try and find Simone real quick. If not, well, it's obvious where I need to go to, continue the plot. But I guess it's no coincidence that the door you're supposed to look into is right near where you get the, oops. Near where you get the lockpicks. Now the next part is a bit more esoteric, so let's see here. It's a pickaxe, and God only knows what it's doing here. Saw. It's one of those two-man wood saws, cupboard. I wonder what rare delights await within. An empty workbench is like an empty mind. The cupboard is bare. And some characters just flat out don't spawn in somehow until the story requires their events. Jim? Yes? What are you doing exactly? I'm just looking for stuff on the house. Why? Dunno. Yes, you do, Jim. Because I want to help. But I'm not sure what I could do. Maybe I could spec into mage with some of these occult books. Have you seen Philip and Simone? Mr. Hardy's in the dining hall shouting at everyone who comes in. Miss Taylor said she was investigating AJ. Thanks. What do you think we should do next? I think we should be doing as much research into the house as we can. Do you want to tag along with me? Sure. I promise not to get in the way. Yeah, the next part's to progress. The next part isn't immediately obvious, so I don't blame anyone who gets stuck a little on this part. But well, first of all, the game is freeware now, and Yahtzee also has a guide with it. So if you, but I guess I can understand why many would rather not use those, especially for an old school adventure game like this. Does kind of ruin some of the magic. But yeah, this part's a bit tricky. You have to get him to join you, and then use the two-person saw on this. Jim, give me a hand with this, would you? Crash. Why do we cut the tree down, Mr. Trilby? I'm not exactly sure. I know it makes me feel better, though. Oopsie. Alright, we did what we needed to do. Locked. The window. Jammed shut. Oh, that's right. I think I did it, but it still won't open. There must be a deadbolt on the other side or something. Yeah, if you recall, there are two locked doors we need to unlock here. There we go, unlocked. I'm not sure what to do with myself. Empty. Empty. I'm not sure I would feel right sleeping in a dead man's bed. This must be the room Clarence Defoe had picked for himself and his wife. Fairly understated nightstand. There's nothing in the wardrobe but that little book. There's nothing in the wardrobe. A rather nice piece of Victorian furniture. Funny, there seems to be some scratches on the wall just under the window. Oh, I thought it was blood, but nah. Well, that's good at least. Well, what do you know? It opened. Of course, since this overlooks the backyard, this doesn't help me much. What are you doing, Mr. Trilby? Just popping out for some fresh air. Why don't you wait for me in the library? Oh, okay. Yeah, that tree was actually in the way here, and that's why we couldn't go through. But now... Diary. Forgot to look at that. Diary of Sir Roderick Defoe. March 5th, 1805. Work on the house is going well. It should be completed by the end of July. Belinda is already excited about the forthcoming wedding and spends many hours of the day going over even the smallest details over and over again. Not since our early courtship has she been so giddy with joy. It softens my heart to see her smile, and she smiles often. I'm wondering why I didn't retire sooner. August 12th. I'm only now having the opportunity to write this, as it's been the most hectic day. The wedding went without a hitch, and the house was ready for us to move in as soon as the ceremony was over. Belinda insisted on consummating our marriage immediately. I'm sure, dear diary, this house can expect to hear the laughter of children before 1806 is out. February 14th, a romantic day for our announcement. The physician just left, confirming Belinda is with child. A child we can expect to be born in June. We have already decided to name Matthew if a boy or Jane if a girl. 1806, June 28th. Ooh, Belinda's dead. I'll never forget her face. Ash gray, contorted with pain. The child is healthy. Would that it never came about and spared me this fresh hell. 1820. Oh my, that's a bit later. Matthew showed me a painting of the grounds he created. I worry about the boy. Why can't he have a healthier interest like soldiering? The painting was fair, I suppose, but I'd rather my child be less of a weakling. Oh my. It's the anniversary of the night I unleashed a horror. Horror which tonight I shall remove from this world. Oh, may God forgive me. That's the last entry. Oh my. Alright. Well, we now need to use an item that we've had since the very beginning. There's nothing particular area to catch on. A loose panel. Loose tile. It's a tile that must have come away slightly during the rebuilding process. Rather understated nightstand. An artist's easel and a blank canvas. How philosophical. An identical wardrobe to the one in the other bedroom. A single bed. Maybe this room is left as a spare or something. Teddy. An old Victorian-era stuffed bear. Well, and why the hell not? It is, for all intents and purposes, empty. There's nothing in here but this old diary. I'm not very tired. Let's look at the bear first. Oh no, same thing. Diary. Secret diary of Matthew Defoe. Today is my 8th birthday. Nanny said that I would soon be a big, strong like my father. I want to see him today, but he wouldn't come out of his study all day. Nanny says he always gets cross on this day, but that's not because of me. August 5th, 1817. I found a new friend. He is behind the door in the kitchen, and he doesn't have a name. He likes me to sit and talk to him, but Father gets very angry when he finds me doing this. I asked Father who the boy behind the door was, but he told me there was no boy behind the door, and it was just a silly fantasy. Yeah, but is this the real life, or just fantasy? I showed Father the painting I finished. He said it was quite good, which is the best thing he ever said. While he was in a good mood, I asked if I could go and look behind the door in the kitchen. He pretended not to hear me. 1821. My father has done a terrible thing. All this time he pretended there was no boy behind the door, and now this. There's blood all over the kitchen floor. I'll do what I can. Then we could be a happy family together and be happy. That's where it ends, except for a little ink blot beneath the text. I think I've read enough to have some idea of what is going on in here. If there is a ghost in this place, there must be some connection to the disappearance of Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. Was Matthew schizophrenic or something? Did Sir Roderick kill him and disappear to avoid the law? It's odd neither of their bodies were ever found. Perhaps if I could find Matthew's body, perhaps I could get to the bottom of this. Maybe there's a book in the library that could help me. There we go. He undid the deadbolts, so now all of the mansion rooms are open to us. Why not? I could certainly do with a laugh. Book. It's a book on white magic. Oh, I guess Trilby doesn't approve of white mages. thinks the healing and support is too good for the DPS spec, huh? Tie the possession in question to a stick and dip it in salt. Next, wave it over a place where the subject sleeps. Wherein you hold it in front of you, the object should now indicate the direction in which the owner lies. Ah, so it's basically a tracking... Who needs tracking chips? We can just use white magic to track people now. Oh yeah, I remember where all the pieces are in order to make this. That's the cord for the VCR and not the TV, so it should be fine. Not like we intend to have any movie nights or anything while we're here. Although, shame, maybe if we had at least one or two VHSs, we might have been able to get everyone together more. Get everyone to trust each other more. Alright, I need to combine the items in my inventory first. Use cord on stick. Cord and stick. A length of wire tied to a stick. Use the cord on stick with a teddy. Bear and stick. The teddy bear tied to a piece of stick with an extension cord. Use bear and stick on the salt. And we now have the spell. Salty bear and stick. Either it's not working properly, or it's pointing straight downwards. Oh yeah, you're supposed to wave it over the bed. Can't forget each step. Each step matters. Use the salty bear on the bed, because this is where Matthew Defoe lived. I guess that'll do. Oh, that doesn't work. It seems to be indicating downwards. So whatever it is on the first floor. Right, I need at least to pretend I don't know where this is gonna go. It's indicating to my left. Although I guess if you paid attention to the floor plans and figured out where everything was, you might know precisely where we're going. If it's not working properly, it's going straight downwards. Alright, so if you remember that floor plan... Yeah. If you recall, alright, this is the one, this is where the dining room, this is the kitchen, and so you probably know something that's here that shouldn't be. What could that possibly indicate? No, use an old-fashioned miner's pickaxe. Knock knock. Easy. Oh, I have to use a hole like a door, I guess. Chains. That's a lamp. Are these manacles? What the hell was this room used for? It's indicating the southeast. Southwest. Indicating the north. Indicating to the south. Are you kidding me? It is pointing straight down. Area. Matthew Defoe, I presume. Did Sir Roderick keep him down here? No, he couldn't have done. There'd have been mention of it in one of the books I read. So... Hold on, I don't think that's Matthew's hand. There's another corpse down here. And it looks like the body of a much older man. You know, I have the feeling this is Sir Roderick. Judging by his ribs, he was killed by a large stabbing weapon. But by whom? Smash. What the hell was that? Sounded like it came from the other side of the house. Poor old Sir Roderick Defoe probably never stood a chance. Poor young Matthew Defoe, cut down cruelly in his prime by... something. Now, I do need to start saving here. Wait, why would I need to find out important that I save? Actually, can I ask him about the sound? Hello, Philip? Leave me alone. Okay, no, he doesn't have anything to say about that loud noise. Look, I know he said he wanted to have nothing to do with us, but I would think a large crashing sound on the other side of the house would get his attention. The bell jar has been knocked over and smashed. Looks like the idol is undamaged. This is really a horrendously ugly little wooden doll. Hang on, what are these little stains? Day 4. Rather abrupt, don't you think? Oh. Father, why? Oh, my head. What the hell happened last night? Did I get drunk again? I remember... Oh, God, Philip! Did I kill Philip? I don't remember anything. Last thing I remember is putting my hand on... that idol. I've got to warn the others. Oh, it's locked. God knows where they'd found the key. I can see my car from here. It's stuck shut. It won't answer me. Hello? Is anyone out there? Oh, be quiet. Simone, is that you? Yes, I'm keeping guard. Why? Shut up, you killed Philip. Don't even try to deny it. I did? And don't play games with me either. I'm keeping guard here until the police get into the grounds. Then I'm handing you over. Hmm. Simone? What do you want now? Come now, what makes you think I killed Philip anyway? Oh, well, let me see. First, Jim and I are attacked by a huge guy in a welding mask and apron with a machete, but then manage to get away. Then we come to the kitchen and find a huge guy in a welding mask and apron unconscious next to Philip's corpse. And when we took the mask off, lo and behold, it's you. Look, you've got it all wrong. Oh, really? Well, let's hear your version. Well, clearly I was possessed by the ghost. Oh, now that impresses me. Did you think of that all by yourself? It's the truth, I swear. Oh, shut up. Just shut up. Well, just go and look and have a look in the basement. There's two corpses down there, Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. And take a look at those books I was carrying. There's a ghost there, here I swear. Trilby, I'm not gonna let you drag me into your lunatic fantasy. Just keep your mouth shut. Where's Jim? Why do you want to know? So you can track him down and kill him too? If you left him alone, then he could already be dead. Oh, shut up. You know the real killer's still out there. He could be creeping up as you as we speak. I said shut up! He talks to me late at night when no one else can hear, trying to make me do things, evil things. Shut up. You know, when I can't sleep, I have blackouts, wake up with blood all over. It's happened so many times now, I can't count to them. Oh, shut up. I kill AJ, kill Philip, kill everyone, it won't leave me alone. Talking to me right now. Oh, bitch, you can break the window. Shut up, keep away from me. What do you want now? What have you done with my tie? It was Jim's idea. We took it off so you wouldn't hang yourself. Oh, and why wouldn't you want me to do that if I was a cold-blooded killer? Jim still seems to think you might somehow be innocent. The boy admired you, you know. I am filled with shame, I'm sure. But in that case, they take his shoelaces, because you also need to take away your shoelaces if you want to keep someone from doing that. Philip tried to kill me first. Oh, I see. You killed him in self-defense. I suppose when you burst in the living room and swung that machete at Jim and me, you're trying to swat at a fly or something. Go touch the idol and you'll see I'm not lying. What a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Go and check some stupid idol leading you conveniently unguarded. Maybe I'll save up for plan B. I'm going through a handful of these to show them off, but I also forgot what part of the tree is needed to continue, so I think I can get rid of the voice with your help. My help. If you'll let me out of here, I can exercise it. There's probably stuff in the library. No way. You think I'm that stupid? Sooner or later, the police get here, the better. I'm delirious with guilt most of the time. I can see the face of every person I've killed every time I close my eyes. Most evenings I cry so hard I vomit several times. I just want this nightmare to end. If death claim right now, I'd welcome it. Oh, Simon, you have my tie? Your tie? Oh, to hell with it. Have it, you psycho. That's my favorite cornflower blue necktie. I'll just slip it on. And here's my emergency lockpick. See, this demonstrates the importance of forethought. This is also conveniently used to clear out my inventory of just about everything I don't need anymore. I don't want to use that on myself. There we go, unlocked. Should always carry an emergency lockpick. Where's Simone got to now? I've got to get her and Jim before to believe me about the idol. There's nothing else in the car, not much point driving when there's nowhere to drive to. That's definitely my car. How it got to be here is something I certainly can't explain. Oh wait, I forgot to look at the stump. What remains of that accursed old tree? There's not enough left to climb, I'm afraid. It's Philip. Someone has run him through with the machete. The worst part of it is that someone was probably me. I really would rather not touch him. The corpse won't answer me. Oh, wait. A portrait of a skeleton in a bloodstained safari suit. And you're sure you don't want that thing? I don't want it. It kind of freaks me out. Ah, no. Yeah, I won't even pretend to give you the option to touch it. Looks like someone's been doing a little tidying up. Unfortunately, as you may be well aware, in order to tidy up, you have to touch something, which means someone touched the idol. And since someone was guarding us, well, hopefully someone younger and not as strong will have much more limitations. Of course, that could have been the one. It could be that he was the one who killed Philip in the general sense. No one in here either. Where the hell is everyone? Trilby! Simone, before you say anything. I know you didn't really kill Philip or AJ. You do? I figure you were lying to get me away from the shed. I saw him again. Who? The killer. The guy in the welding mask. I spotted him downstairs, but he didn't see me. And I can't find Jim anywhere. Simone, you have to listen to me. The ghost. Oh, shut up about your damn ghost. This isn't a ghost, it's a flesh and blood psycho. Oh, if only. I feel bad spoiling that to a bit, but at the same time, I think it's pretty easy to do something. Oh my god, it was Jim? Day 5. How is he? He's awake, he's fine. Doesn't remember anything just like I didn't. I'm a little spoiling about that, but then again, it's easy to put 2 and 2 together at this point. Look, I only sort of half believe this possession thing right now. But in the absence of a better suggestion, I guess I'm gonna go with it. Have you been carrying over those books, going over those books I was carrying? Yeah, and some texts on the occult. Apparently, if we want to destroy this thing, we have to get the spirit back into its old body. That'll make it quasi-mortal. It'd still be dangerous, but not unkillable anymore. So we have to find the body first. And to do that, we have to know who the ghost is. I've been thinking about that, and I have a fairly workable theory. Yes, I've got a couple ideas about that myself. Right, well, the ghost is something to do with the disappearance of Roderick and Matthew Defoe, correct? The deaths and disappearances all started after that. Agreed. So what do you think? Now, there's a number of ways this can go. And so it asks you to put the clues together yourself. Now, you can tell from Roderick's that something happened. You see, we can cross out that Sir Roderick's wife died naturally because he said something killed... Well, yeah, he said something killed her, so I don't think... Yes, it's entirely possible that was the case. Perhaps he could have more than one son, because he does refer to something and Matthew separately, so it's not that... And obviously he could not have killed Matthew and disappeared, because their bodies are together. Whatever killed them both. I think Sir Roderick must have had more than one son. Yes. Because of what I read in Sir Roderick's diary... Exactly. He makes reference to some monster he helped create, and he doesn't mean Matthew. And it couldn't be that she didn't die a natural death because she died in childbirth, it directly said. And Matthew talked about another boy in the house, the boy behind the kitchen door. So yeah, you actually... And the manacles indicate someone was kept in prison in the basement. Where do you think his other son came from? I want to hear what you think first. Yeah, he doesn't mention anything from Africa. Having an affair just before Belinda died doesn't make sense because the childbirth... It's not possible, but he never mentions that in his diary. So it's not possible, but based on the clues we have... Yeah, number 1 is the way to go here. I agree with that. I found Belinda's death certificate. She died about 20 minutes after Matthew was already out. I think it was her second son that did her in. Sir Roderick went practically insane with grief, and that also explains why he blamed the second one. Blamed the poor kid for her death, kept him locked in the basement, refused to even acknowledge his existence. Can you imagine what it must have been like for the boy? Growing up in a filthy grotto like some kind of animal, no education, no love. The boy would become... that's actually the medical term used for that word. He probably couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. That's why he kills absolutely everyone who enters the house. He thinks they're all Sir Roderick, come to torment him some more. What happened on that day 15 years later when Sir Roderick and Matthew disappeared? You found the corpse in the basement, so they were obviously murdered. The question is, how and why? Well, the other boy managing to escape from the basement doesn't seem possible. Well, we do see the manacles. Someone found out and had killed Sir Roderick out of sympathy. It seems unlikely since there's no indication of a third party. Sir Roderick could have gone mad and tried to kill him, and that released him. Because I think if the other boy escaped, he would have simply left rather than necessarily tried to murder. Yeah, Sir Roderick went mad and tried to kill him. Yes. Remember Sir Roderick's diary in the last entry? He talks about destroying the monster. He must have gotten really drunk. It being the anniversary of Belinda's death didn't help. He went down the basement and beat the poor kid to death. Half to death. Matthew found the body afterwards and tried to bandage him up. Matthew wasn't the sharpest tool in the box. His brother lived on for a bit longer. Long enough to get a masked machete and kill both his father and Matthew. Then he must have just died of wounds. Oh shit, if we're gonna do... And we're gonna try and destroy his ghost? None of this... what happened to him was his own fault. What little mind he had is no more. All he has now is hate. If we don't kill him, he'll kill us all. Yeah, at this point, we might... There's no reasoning with him. Yeah, at this point, we're pretty much doing him a mercy. I suppose you're right. It's sad, really. Almost definitely. I'm not going against that. What will you do now? I'm going to find his body. Then going to figure out how to bring his soul back to it and destroy him. Well, let me know if I can be of any help. I will. Good luck. Thank you. Alright. The reason we kept the Book of White Magic is because it's still relevant. So we need to figure something out here. Oh. It's a blank canvas. Why'd you go around that way, Trilby? I don't want it. It kind of freaks me out. Damn it, Trilby. You took too long to take it, and now no one's gonna buy it since it's blank, rather than a constantly changing painting. Alright, we need to get something that the missing child owned, but he didn't own much, so... I might... There should be another stick I should be able to find. Let's see. Corpse. Poor, mysterious AJ. We hardly knew you. Now is not a good time to disturb the dead. Nothing to pick up in here, it seems. Now, I know the general idea of what I need to do here. We need to use the white magic to find the corpse of the missing child. However, I still need to remember how to get the materials we need to put this all together. Dresser? Look. A Welsh dresser, how very bourgeois. Scissors. Oh yeah, let's... Do you have my items, Simone? Simone? Trilby? How are you feeling? I'll feel a lot better once we get out of this madhouse. What am I supposed to do? We need to find the ghost's original body, find a way to bring its soul back, and destroy the body and the soul together. Right, right. Congrats on finding the scissors. Oh, hello, Hextree. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, there's a few parts in the game that are easy to get caught. I've actually played this game before, or I just wanted to go play through it here since for the Halloween I want to do a few short and sweet games. But yeah. Alright, television. Anything new on? Budget. We can now go to Peter Daltrey, reporting from the gates of the Defoe Manor. Over the last couple of hours, a large number of police cars have gathered around the mansion's grounds. I'm not exactly sure what the official position is. I've heard a reference to a hiker hearing suspicious noises coming from the mansion over the last couple of nights. What's happening there now, Peter? Well, since I arrived here, there have been 3 attempts to break down the front doors, all unsuccessful. I understand the authorities are still waiting to hear word from Michael Cheshman's office about getting a hold of the key. Defoe Manor is of course reported to be the last known location of missing newsreader Simone Taylor. Afraid... Yeah, unfortunately, this being one of Yahtzee's early adventure games, there's definitely a bit of pixel hunting. Like, if in order to get the map of the Defoe Manor, you have to do a few different things in order to, you have to do some pixel hunting to find the key there. The map, I mean, in order to progress. Line's dead. Somehow I was expecting that. Oh yeah, I remember how to do it now. I just needed time to think, I guess. I don't think there's much energy. There he is. I need to find where he was. Mr. Trioby? Yes, Jim? Can I ask you a favor? Sure. I still have the mask and apron and knife from last night. Could you please take them and throw them away for me? I really don't like having them around. Yeah, I can't really blame him for that. Sure. Thank you. No, thank you. Jim? Yes? How are you feeling? What happened last night? Oh, I chose what happened last night. Accident. Well, me and Miss Taylor were in the living room. Then this big man entered with a mask and tried to kill us all with a big knife. We were able to get away, but then we heard Mr. Hardy screaming. Miss Taylor told me to wait here. A bit later, she came back and told me it was you in the mask. Oh, so she was the one who just... That explains why she was alone. I didn't really believe that. She went off to keep guard or something. Then I went to the trophy room and found this wooden doll thingy on the floor. Oh no. Next thing I remember, I was in the bathroom and my head really hurt. Did I really try to kill you? No, but something did through you. I don't like this place anymore, Mr. Trilby. You and me both. Alright, how you feeling? How you holding up so far? My head still hurts a bit. I feel a bit woozy. Apart from that, I'm fine. Alright, see you later. Okay. Yeah, it seems when the spirit possesses them, the person's body still affects them. That's why he's injured, because we had to injure him in order to stop the attack. But of course, we weren't hurting the ghost because it wasn't the ghost's original body. Look him. It's an ordinary old-fashioned welding mask, spotted with blood, apron, a blacksmith's leather apron, pair of tough, hard-looking scissors, machete. This machete is absolutely covered in crimson. Use scissors on the apron. I've cut off a thin strip. A thin strip of leather. Use the leather on the machete. I think that should work. Yeah. The mask is tied to the machete with leather. Oops. Alright, yeah, I should be able to get this done real quick then. because there's only one place that the poor boy slept, or for that matter, lived each day in and day out. Pretty awful way for things to go, that's for sure. Oh right, I need the salt first. Alright. Well, there's always a way to get lethal quantities of salt. First, download League of Legends, then all the salt you need. And I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke, but I don't care. I don't regret giving it. I've got more than a few dad jokes so far. Use on here. I guess this must be where he slept if he was chained to these all the time. It's indicating upwards. I'm gonna admit this upcoming part is a bit of a weird one. It doesn't still make sense to me very much, even after all the... after having played this a couple times. Yeah, sorry for not pretending I don't know where it is, but this one's a bit... you'll be seeing in a moment why I find it a little weird. Oh, right, I have to go here. Look at this. Southeast. Alright, look... east. The... it's pointing straight down. Tiles. I can't get them with my bare hands. We'll use the machete to pry up the tiles. I can lever up the floor with the machete. This one's fine, but pay dirt. Whoa, these bones are pretty oddly shaped. I think this kid must have been born deformed. I guess refurbishers just didn't notice the kid's body when they were retiling bathroom. Yeah, that's honestly my thought as well. I mean, it would make sense if, say, Roderick decided to hide the corpse there, except Roderick Defoe was already dead at this point. Which means they somehow just didn't notice. And it's on the second floor for that matter. It'd be one thing if maybe if it was on the ground floor and they might have it might have had a layer of dirt or something to hide the body, but no, second floor, there's no possible way they could have just missed that. And yeah, so it's a little weird, and I don't think they ever properly explain that. I get why it's here from a game design standpoint, because they wanted you to uproot the tiles and have the corpse upstairs instead of downstairs, but yeah, it's always something that struck me as a little weird. But overall, I do really like this game. It's very atmospheric, has a lot of... let's see, pick up the body. You're coming with me, my friend. Heavily decayed remains of Sir Roderick Defoe's unwanted son. I think I have to get a book here. must be something about summoning angry spirits in here. Here we are. A book on black magic and necromancy. Summoning angry spirits to their bodies. Murderous wraiths are nay indestructible when they can hop from body to body. Yeah, but tying them down to their old bodies returns them to a partial mortality, a state in which they can be destroyed. Simply enough, place the spirit's original body in a place of fire and death. Return its old clothes, then read aloud the following passage omitting nothing. There's just a load of magic gobbledygook here. When I want to read it out, I'll just use the book on myself. Watch the Ego review where it displays these games up a decade after making them. Yep, although at this point I think it's almost a decade since those came out. Dang, time flies. But yeah, I've been through this whole series, and part of the reason I went through these, I decided to start this here, was to show, because I intend to go through some of the other games as well. They're all free. The whole series this is from is freeware after all. So, figure it might be good to do here and there in between some of my other games I stream. Some nice varieties, to be sure. Right, I have to use the door here. Man, we're getting this game on a CD in the PC Gamer magazine. Yeah, Yahtzee's always been pretty good at atmosphere and writing, which makes sense since he authors books fairly regularly. And since he releases games pretty regularly, he's a developer I do like to keep tabs on, simply because he's pretty consistent with the getting stuff out. They aren't always the best, but they're fun and they exist for a... They're fun and he actually releases games, so always nice to see whenever he releases something new. I believe at the time of stream he's working on Starstruck Vagabond, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Let's see here. Use remains on fire. I'm sure I can think of better uses for that than kindling. I guess this would count as a room of fire and death. Honestly, I think this is probably, in terms of writing, I think this is one of the better ones in this particular adventure game series, though, largely because, it keeps things fairly grounded. I mean, obviously there's a nice supernatural bend, but it kind of goes off the rails in later installments, in my opinion. Although, don't worry, I'll be explaining that when I actually get to those. And again, I'm going to be doing it between other games, so... It's all I could find of the ghost-souled body. Somehow, I don't think this improved its looks. Now, I do need to save now, because I want to show the silly thing you can do here. Well, here goes nothing. In this hall of death, and by the light of Prometheus' gift, I call thee. I bring thee gifts that may tempt thee back. I bring thee thy helm, that thou would be masked, thy armor, that thou would be clothed. I bring thy sword, that thou would be armed. Come. Come. Come on! Maybe I could have planned this better. I at least wanted to show at least one of the bad ending there. I do like how the music starts swelling once you start putting everything together. I'm not in the mood for picking fights. Oh. Simone, Trilby? Could you meet me in the trophy room? Do you have a plan? Yes, I've got a plan. Okay, then. see here. Oh yeah, I need to find Jim to help me out as well. Jim, yes. Could you go down the trophy room? Why? I have a plan. Well, okay. Now, I believe there is one more bad ending that I do want to show off. Save. Alright, we're gonna go and save now, real quick. Rifle, here we are. Oh, this everything looks... I better find a place to put it down. Oh, I can't even give it to Jim. Never mind. Could you hold on this to me, Simone? Is this part of the plan? Or just get a kick out of seeing women with big guns? Please, Simone. Alright. Yeah, I forgot you actually can't give Jim the gun because, well, it's too big and heavy for him. He can't hold it. Could you hold on this for me, Jim? Whatever you say. Warning, summoning of Wraith will often bring forth other unquiet spirits. Will haunt those who hold their possessions. Time to spec into Black Mage and use Black Magic. Here goes nothing. I can skip this since I did that last time. Come. Come on, you stupid ghost. Go in your body already. There we are. Jesus Christ. What now, Trilby? What? You. I knew you were evil from the moment you came to this world, demon child. May God forgive me for having a part in your creation. Why did you kill me, brother? I helped you when you were injured. I bandaged you when our father made his mistake. No mistake, young one. Now do you see why I tried to keep you away from this creature? It has no understanding of human ways. You're wrong, father. If you'd even given him a chance to be normal. Cease your prattling, Matthew. It's time to put an end to this horror I unleashed. What are you doing, father? Father, no! Father! Pow. I think now would be a good time to take our leave. Miss Taylor, over here. What the hell's been going on in there? We've been trying to get in there for hours, then suddenly the place catches fire, and the doors burst open, and you two... Us two? Where's Trilby? I thought he was right behind us. You're saying there's someone else in there? Trilby! Trilby! Oh, wait a second. Trilby the cat burglar? Yes! Get someone in there, he could be in trouble. Maybe the ghost got him. Ghost? I think we better get you two down to the station. But Trilby, the fire brigade will find him, if he's in there. In the meantime, if you'd like to step this way. Death, of course, comes to us all. It came to Sir Roderick Defoe and of his youngest son in the shape of each other. Was destroying the ghost the right thing to do? It was acting like any other dumb animal. Oh well, I guess he and his family will have plenty of time to discuss it now, wherever they are. As for me, I have no complaints. I've lived a life many would consider out of the ordinary, and I have only one regret. Ah, bet you thought the fire got him, huh? Leaving Simone and Jim to explain it all to the police. That was hardly a very gentlemanly conduct for a gentleman thief. But I'm sure they'd understand that rushing out to a field full of police officers wouldn't exactly have been a good idea. It's going to be a long walk home. Alright, because his car was in the backyard, and I have some important matters to attend to. I have to track down my fence, for one thing. Then I have to punch him very hard in the face. Oh yeah, because he's the one who told him that the last Defoe heir died for him to go there. And it's done. And like I said, Yahtzee is really good at writing an atmosphere. I believe that's his strongest parts as a developer. And I think this is the strongest of his early adventure games, the Chizo Mythos. But I'll be giving my opinions of the others when I get to them. There's one game I had put aside to get through my... Oh, it auto-closed. Yeah. I'll probably... I need to have some more multiplayer stuff to do with the scheduling, so... But after I get back, I'll probably start one of the game... Starting again with one of the games I had taken a break from to get all the Halloween and birthday month special stuff out of the way. Then I'll be seeing about doing the next one, because as I said, the whole series is freeware now, so... Might as well have some fun with it. It's no longer spooky season, but hey, Halloween's not over till I say it is. But I guess that'll be all for now. Alright, well, until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.